Edward Snowden, Chelsea Manning, Daniel Ellsberg, those are the names that most people think of when they hear the term whistleblower. These names have been in the news for years as they've helped uncover massive corruption within our own government. But there are other types of whistleblowers that deserve just as much recognition. And those are the people who help uncover the fraud, uncover the corruption of massive corporations that do business with the federal government and steal from the federal government. These whistleblowers receive far less attention in the media, but they're attacked just as viciously as people like Snowden and Manning. America's whistleblower story actually begins around the time of the Civil War. As the war began, contractors lined up to get lucrative government contracts to provide supplies for the troops, a trend that continues today. And just like they do in modern times, contractors in the 1860s wanted to get as much money as possible while providing the very lowest quality of service. The government soon began receiving sick horses and sick mules, shoes that were falling apart, food rations that were rotten, and rifles that wouldn't fire. This is what their contractors were sending them after getting these huge money government contracts. In response to massive amounts of corruption in the contract system, Congress passed the False Claims Act that allowed the government to sue companies that failed to uphold their part of the deal when they received federal contracts. But the law also included a qui tam provision. And this provision has proven to be one of the most powerful in that piece of legislation. The provision allowed employees at these companies to sue the company on behalf of the federal government if they discovered the company was trying to defraud the government, and then they get to keep part of what they recover. The qui tam provision is still in place today, and the results have been tremendous. In 2015, the federal government was able to recoup more than $3.5 billion from corporations all across the country in cases brought under the False Claims Act. And with more than 70% of that coming from qui tam cases, we find that the people who bring the cases are then able to keep a percentage of what they recover for the government. In 2016, that number rose to $4.7 billion in recoveries from whistleblowers. Most of this money would have never been recovered had it not been for whistleblowers coming forward to expose the conduct of these corrupt corporations. That's why we see corporate media attacking whistleblowers like Snowden and Manning. It isn't because they think these people harmed our democracy. It's because they want to discourage all forms of whistleblowing, especially when it could result in huge lawsuits against corporations where corporations have to pay back the federal government for the fraud. By attacking one kind of whistleblower relentlessly, they're hoping that others will be too afraid to come forward when they find out that the corporation that they're working for might be defrauding the federal government.